This is just me revealing the system. So I just started recording, so they just set me up my expressions or whatever calling. But anyways, so this is so first of all, when marijuana was before these storylines, I thought I was on autopilot buying $10 worth of marijuana a day. $10 worth of marijuana. So the government of Canada thought they could hijack a human fucking body to steal their attributes. You fucking monsters. I'm gonna punish you all. But anyways, so I digress. So ever since I came to Toronto, whenever I get marijuana, I'm not able to smoke it down to a roach because they hack the marijuana. So it doesn't burn. Look at how many half joints I have. Because it doesn't matter what I get. I got fucking grandma weed. And then they started routing grandmothers by me. I went to Grandma Cannabis. You go to Grandma Cannabis, they're gonna say that you like fucking old geriatric women. Rexall, the pharmacy in Canada, they hunt cat predators and they cultivate whatever, they cultivate it basically. They pretend to hunt them, but they cultivate it by contributing to a system. So they must either rape or dogs or other animals or humans, right? But they choose to protect cats. And the beauty is you can't change the entire civilization. Like Boeing Max planes, they have a higher likelihood of crashing. In Canada, they have a Lotto Max. So that means the only time people win a lottery is when one of these app evil victims die, right? So then they allow these these predators, these rapists, to win the lottery. So that being said, I'm going to be able to see, okay, who won the lottery? Where the fuck did you spend your money? There is the criminal organization. So I'm just looking here. So here's some. There once again, this is a profiling system, and that's what I looked like as a baby. So these are just observations I'm making. So here in 1986, the members of visible minorities in Canada only made up 6.3% of Canada's population to 11.2%. And in 2021, it's now 26.53%, right? And so how many of these visible minorities are creating jobs for Canadians compared to how many of these visible minorities are taking jobs from Canadians? Because I know if I go to a sushi restaurant, I don't see Canadians working there. I'm going to see Japanese people working there. If I go to a tandoori cooking restaurant, I'm not going to see Canadians working there. I'm going to see East Indians working there. I go to a Chinese restaurant, I'm not going to see Canadians working there. I'm going to see Chinese people working there. Right? So how come we immigrate people that create jobs only for their own people and not Canadians? I'm only mentioning this because every single person on the planet hates immigrants taking their jobs and housing. Every single person. I go to your country, if I take your job in a house that you're eligible for, you're not going to like me. You're not going to like me. Nobody likes immigrants taking their jobs and housing opportunity away from them. Right? So that being said, I go to McDonald's, which is a Canadian, well, not Canadian, it's an American company, but Tim Hortons is a Canadian company. But I'm unlikely in Toronto. I'm unlikely to guaranteed I'm not going to see a white male working at Tim Hortons. Guaranteed. They're going to make a situation now that I do, but guaranteed I'm going to see many immigrants working at Tim Hortons, but I won't see a citizen working at Tim Hortons. Won't see a citizen working at Tim Hortons. Right? But I've applied for a job myself. Right now, my housing situation is unstable. I should have had a landlord-tenant claim. I was told I needed a court order, but I'm now homeless because an incompetent officer, which is part of my punitive damage claim, his badge number is 7402, and I'm never going to forget that motherfucker. That being said, I walked into the police station. I felt 3 dabs of liquid on my biology to skew a narrative for them to make it so I was homeless. And I'm never going to forget that motherfucker. Right? For you to pretend you're 20 years of experience and you never made a fucking phone call. So you didn't even make an educated guess. You speculated. You guesstimated. And I'm never going to forget that motherfucker. And I'm going to be king of the United Kingdom when Canada is a Commonwealth. Right? So imagine what consequences you're going to face. I could get murdered anytime when I sleep on the streets. And you made my my person vulnerable, badge number 7402. And you think I'm ever going to forget that? When they're trying to develop hemorrhoids. Right now it's raining, so I have to sit outside in the rain instead of the comfort of my fucking home that I pay rent for, because of you, badge number 7402. And you don't think I'm gonna fucking punish you with every legal maneuver that I can? I'm gonna come up with anything. I'm gonna read law. I'm gonna read law at this point and then scrutinize it. Like I had a diamond ring, and there was a loophole I found within their disclaimer. They try to get out of it. But I found the loophole to get what I want. So I'm going to read law and use your laws against you to fuck you over, dumbass. And the most beautiful thing is I'm in Toronto right now. So they love me being in Toronto because it's a big city, blah, blah, blah. And this city was kind of built for me, so they showed me the clues. But it's September 24th. I'm going to be in Toronto fucking 6 days or less. 6 days or less. As soon as I get paid, I'm hoping never to come to Toronto again. I'm hoping, other than it has an international airport. It has an international airport, but reluctantly, right now, Canada had 46 years to be able to utilize my opportunity, my presence. Right? I'm going to seek asylum and then try to never fucking come back. Right? So that means, sure, I have to kind of reluctantly invest in the Canadian economy since I do own the world, but apprehensive, reluctant, because I have to. Those are the adjectives that I'm going to be using, right? Whereas a country that scratches my back, it's like, how could I help you? How could I assist you? What more could I do to help you succeed, right? But Canada, it's, once again, reluctantly, apprehensively, and because I have to, because there's inherently good people. But if they were all to join, I would not give a fuck if they all died. Because I'll just show you what the Canadian government's doing. So see that vein right there? I'll show you what my vein normally looks like. So they constrict that vein to make it to make me cold. So it's raining, so they're making my clothes damp, so I'm colder, right? And then they hack my core body temperature. That's how cool these people, monsters, are. They're monsters. That's how monstrous these people are, that they hack my core body temperature, because I did live outside in January in my car, and it was minus 20 every day. But now, and in Europe, in January, in the United Kingdom, I slept outside in January, and I didn't worry about freezing to death. But now in Canada, in September, I'm fucking cold, and I have evolutionary biology. So the Canadian government allows me to be violated, and they expect they can protect the Prime Minister, right, but not the true king, and they expect me not to be harsh at their execution, because they're stupid. They're stupid people. So let's see. So I gotta go to recent, but I'll show you what my veins look like normally. I have that vein controls your manhood. So that vein, women that are aware of the system, they get aroused when they see how big my vein is, because it controls my manhood. Here's my unique pectoral muscles. My unique pectoral muscles right there that you can clearly see. No man on the planet has those pectoral muscles. And here's my xiphoid process, which might be unique. They're saying I might have a unique stabilizer bone beneath my knee. So I'm smart. I take pictures of myself before I expect problems, and then voila, when the problem happens, I already have the proof. So I'm just gonna pause. So that's what my vein looks like normally. So if my vein didn't fluctuate and I knew this wasn't, like, I knew that this was technology, why the fuck do I take pictures of my veins if they don't change? Right? That's what my vein looks like. When it's like that, I don't get cold. I don't get cold. I slept in January, in Toronto, Kitchener. I slept out of my car in January. It was minus 20. Minus 20. I slept out of my car like fucking nothing. Now I die of hypothermia because how they hacked my biology. I wouldn't die, but I would suffer. If I had regular biology, I would die because how they hacked my biology. Here is my earwax from the nanotechnology when it administers the poison. That's the residual signature. Whose earwax looks that color? When I blow my nose, my snot looks like spit because it has zero coloration because I don't get sick. I get hacked. So yeah, I just resumed recording. It's a different day now. So I'm going to be getting different metrics. Wednesday, September 25th. So they murdered my daughter, my father, pardon me, tomorrow. So they make me touch my nose a lot. So killing everybody every time I touch my nose. But then this is only within the last day or two. I never touch my nose, but they're always making me push it up. They're trying to give me a, because I said a nose like that. So I'm going to kill that rapist, terrorist, hijacker of mine. Her entire family. The bloodline's gone. As long as they try to violate the true king. If you violated the true king and your family violated the true king, every one of them will be slaughtered with law and executed for high treason. But if you're a parasite fucking little kid, well, I guess they wouldn't be a parasite. But if you're pathetic little kid that isn't a parasite, didn't violate me, then they'd be permitted to live. Permitted to live. And the only reason why I have to say permitted to live is they're getting me to touch. So again, both of them, every time they're trying to install software whenever I touch my body. So that they'd be permitted to live only because these people, they can't be put in prison. So right here, I'm Duncan on King Street, and that is do not enter. But yet they hijack my body and they try to set me up. So really the system, for me to know that I'm a king on Duncan, the system's supposed to fucking end. I'm the cook descendant that discovered the system. But these fucking monsters, they didn't want it to happen during their lifetime, so they're trying to renege. You fucking morons. This system's been around for hundreds of years for my ascension. So I don't give a fuck that you were a kingmaker and now you reneged because I offended you. You know, if I could be God incarnate, I could offend you all the fuck I want, and that is your test. So that being said, these people, they can't go to prison because they could harm people in prison. Their biology is a threat to the living. So that's why when I said they're permitted to live, that's exactly how it's going to be. These people, they prey on the rest of the human race. There's something like 246 million that I want to die. Wish death upon them. That prey on the remaining 8.2 billion people. Not the remaining, there's 8.2 billion people, so do the math, right? Minus the 2.46 million. So getting the Jews and the people that are trying to skew and hide the numbers. All they do is try to evade their fate. And they make my phone take pictures when I'm not touching it, so it just proves that the government's culpability to protect Jewish people. I might fucking tax Judaism just to be a practitioner, because the curly-haired Jews, they persecute me. You know, I'm related to Moses. They want my fucking blood. And just because I don't have fucking curly hair and I look Aryan, they don't support me. But they have a fucking super Jew mod, which is based on my biology, so restricting every Jew from using it, ever. So these fucking idiots, I'm telling them how I'm aware of the system all the fucking time, and all they do is compound their problem. They know exactly where I am. You know, like my voice just auto-tuned right there when I said where I am. Like if you listen how I said it, as soon as the streetcar came by, it influenced, right there again, it influenced my voice acoustically, as if you can't hear the auto-tune. That's technology hacked my biology. So that being said, they know exactly where I am. You know, they made me sleep, Canada made me sleep on the streets, and once again, I had a landlord-tenant claim. I was told I needed a fucking court order. I'm now homeless on the streets because of badge 7402 and dereliction of duty, right? So I personally can't wait to execute you. You know, if you did nothing that justifies executing you, then you're not getting executed. But I know you hijacked my body, bitch, so I get you, right? If you didn't hijack my body, that would have been fine, right? It would have sucked that you made me homeless, but that would have been fine. I would have dealt with it. But since you hijacked my body, I get to execute you one day. And I'm just hoping that your fucking parasitic kids leech off my attributes. Then I get to execute them too. Then if you have grandkids, I'm just fucking hoping that they did too, so I could execute them as well. Then your fucking first cousins, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, I'm gonna execute everybody that you fucking care for if they violated me. So the system is this is what they do. Anyways, I stop somewhere, then they rewrite a new program. But anyways, so my family, there's a royal invitation. I'm gonna kill the person that when I touch my nose here now with that, because they're trying to install software. But anyways, so my family went to a royal invitation. So it was Duncan McTaggart. So that means my family was done the can, done it hell prison. We're done the prison. And then tag art, we're done the art that makes us be like in prison, in the system. So we were supposed to be done that in 1894. It's 2024. What they do is they life rape my family. Every generation, they breed with us, and then they cause problems for the true talent to be life raped, right, in our family. You know, like my grandmother is still alive, right? So I'm suspicious that she's still alive. Why did my other 3 grandparents die, but my grandmother that's still alive is 89, right? So she almost certainly life raped my grandfather. But at the same time, 25% of me ascended from her. And then I found a cipher at the, once again, killed him every time I touch my nose. It's not even that cold. I've seen somebody wearing a t-shirt, and I could show you right here. So I'm wearing a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt, a sweater, a jacket, and an over jacket. And you can see this guy, he's wearing shorts. He's wearing shorts. So they hacked my body to be colder. And it's the Jewish people. They did it lots today. They wasted lots. I know how to control it in my brain, but when I'm sleeping, I can't control it, so I wake up cold, right? But when I'm awake, I can control the heat of my brain, my body, basically. But so that being said, I'm gonna fucking punish every Israeli that does that. So just resume recording. So other than the Dead Sea being able to float in the lake by Tel Aviv or whatever, Israel, Jerusalem, but the lake that you float and you're buoyant, other than that, in Jerusalem, I have zero fucking inclination ever to go to Israel. Zero drive whatsoever. I never said, hey, I want to go to fucking Israel and do this or that. But Israelis, they want my DNA the most. So why would I go to a country that's never scratched my back, that causes me to get cold and feel cold? Or leeches how big my penis is, or how fucking strong I am, or how my physicality, my reflexes. But I know how to control reaction time and precision of my brain. So these monsters are trying to leech that ability. Because I can make my precision to a fucking pinpoint in my brain. So I'd be the best sniper on the planet. If guaranteed, Billy the Kid or whoever, he was good enough that they could flick up a quarter and he could shoot it out of the air, right? So I'm not at that capability yet. But within a month, unrestricted, I guarantee you that I'm gonna be able to shoot like coins out of the air. Guaranteed. I'd be the most accurate person on the planet. Guaranteed, because I could control my reaction time and precision with my brain. Like flexing a muscle. People could flex their bicep. I could flex parts of my brain and control it. I could squeeze parts of my brain. I have they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. With Generation 1 biology, it's hard to rewrite neural passages. But I got liquid biology, basically. I can rewrite neural passages in my brain, no problem. So they cause bottlenecks, and most people that would make them fucking invalids. Like right there, they try to make me stutter. But it causes a slight interruption in my speech, that's it. Right? Most people, they would be rendered an invalid for the rest of their life with that chemicals that they try to utilize against my biology. So once I'm king of the world, I get to reciprocate, motherfuckers. So this is a directive for the system. So I'm the only chief medical officer for the medical dispensing machine, since I'm the only one that cured disease. I'm the smartest person that ever lived. So even though watered down, I don't know all the exact medical terms, but my fast brain, I can still access all the information and do it all. So even though I appear to be like not, I have any medical training whatsoever, but I am cure disease, basically cure disease all the time. And I just made a maneuver, and I'm able to coherently speak, and they're not able to do anything. And once again, they're your little biology compared to mine, you evil motherfuckers. So I'm going to show the world what you try to do to me and how I'm able to speak smoothly, and you're fucking drooling. You're fucking drooling. You're an invalid. Your little primitive biology is nothing compared to my biology. I'm the fucking future. That's why, I'm on King Street in Duncan. That's why people are going to come out of their way, and I just smile to a fucking satellite looking at my face. I'm the most violated human that ever lived. They've been watching me. They showed in my mind's eye, my head, like about this much of my head, and then my mom's vagina. So I can see this part of my head in my mind's eye coming out of my mom's vagina. How the fuck could I be aware of that if somebody didn't implant that image in my brain? So that means nobody but only my biology, that my evolutionary biology, is capable of administering medication only. Because they'll have people like this woman right here that will try to set me up, and she doesn't appear to have a medical degree, right? So why the fuck would she be trying to set up people? Like, they have kids setting up and administer medication. Little predator kids that only see an augmented reality and prey on adults. So they'll be executed as enemy combatants. Because if a kid pulls a gun at you in a war and starts shooting you, are you going to take their life to save yours? Of course you would. So I'll just show you here how some things here. I'll show you from September 3rd in I gotta go. So I'll show you how wrinkles disappeared because I was sleeping outside. Well, first of all, here's my unique pectoral muscles, which is unique to any male on the planet, possibly even my biological son, who has evolutionary genes. So that's one way to prove that I have evolution. And this is my son right here. He's 19 years old. And here's my beautiful daughter. Like, we're I print greatness. I print fucking greatness. My kids would be universal geniuses. So what date is this? Why does it not show me the date? As if I took all those pictures on one date. That sucks. So I'm just gonna pause it. Yeah, they hacked my phone. It's not showing up by date anymore. So now that sucks. I gotta figure it out. But this is, I didn't go into my settings to change how. Normally it would say recent, and then how come there's not option? No, this is how terrible Samsung is. There's no option to sort by date created, last created, date modified. None of that shit. None of that bullshit. Samsung sucks. I can't wait to make a phone better than them. They're Samsung Notes. They make it appear like I'll show you right here. I'll show you proof of this. This is easy. I have proof of this. I just have to look. For a notepad document. So it sucks that they changed how my phone is arranged. It's just to hide their evidence, basically, because it makes it harder, right? If I have the date, I could, because on September 3rd I took a picture. I had wrinkles. September 5th I didn't have those wrinkles, so they don't want me to be able to quickly show their fucking proof. So they changed how my, I think it's this one. Here it is, right here. So this is Samsung Notes. So as you can see, it's like avoiding the afterlife is like trying not to be born. You failed. So even though I spelt it B-O-R-N, Samsung Notes is saying that they made it say capitalized, and then they're saying that I made a mistake, right? To sell information to register me. So first of all, even though I typed it perfectly, they said I made a mistake, so they capitalized it. Then I have to click on born again to make it correct, and then they install software or whatever. They fucked me over, right? And or there's that, or then I'll spell a word and it'll be underlined, even though the word's correct. But it's a word that I haven't used so often, and I'm trying to narrate for the rest of human existence. So obviously I want it to be spelled correctly, right? So that being said, I'll have to utilize, instead of Samsung Notes, making it seem like there's a fucking typo, I'm gonna take a screenshot the next time it happens. But it'll seem like there's a typo, then I'll have to go to another, like Google or some other way to verify the spelling of the word. Then I get back to Samsung Notes and they're like, yep, that's spelled correct, and then the underline disappears. So basically all the Japanese do, it's the Japanese monarch that does this. And he thinks I don't know. Like, they're fucking stupid idiots. I could feel your fucking psyche hacking my body, you dumbass. I feel you, and I'm gonna kill you one day. I'm gonna kill the Japanese emperor one day. Not with my bare hands, unfortunately, because he's not man enough. But if he was a fucking samurai, I'd love that. I'd end his life with a sword. He'll feel my blade cut his skin. With my reflexes, zero samurais I could catch. With my reflexes, anyways, watered down. I'd only do it with a robot, like robot. Like if I had a robot that could consistently shoot an arrow, same speed, 100% of the time, I guarantee you, I'd only try once, maybe twice, 2 tries. I'd take 2 tries, but I guarantee you on the second try, I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch the arrow out of with not with zero practice. Japan could give me all my attributes to myself, create a robotic machine, and without any me trying whatsoever, just as long as I could watch it, say 3 times, to gauge it with my eyes fast, to see how my eyes could gauge it, and then to see where I need to stand, and then 1 attempt to grab it, because I'm not going to grab for the blade, I'm going to grab for the feathers, so I'm going to aim to miss. So the first time I'm going to aim to miss, and but the second time I guarantee you I could catch it. I could grab a boiling water. This is not even trying to increase my reaction speed or my speed. I could grab a boiling water out of water, like a boiling egg out of water without burning myself. And I haven't did it. Like I'm not going to be doing any street performance tricks in Toronto, but I could spin a cup of water behind my back full of water and catch it between my legs, right? So as long as I get the spin right, then the trick is easy. But unfortunately, they're able to hack me as I try to spin it behind my back out of penis envy. Then they have another robotic system that's able to hack it in the air as I go for the attempt. Then they're able to hack my hand, reach it to make me grab it in properly, right? So if I didn't have technology, even if I wasn't able to double my money in stocks in 16 days, which I have in the past, even if I wasn't able to put somebody on a street flush in poker, Texas Hold'em poker, like I have, it's over 1 in a 1 million odds, probably at least, like a 1,000,000 to 1 odds that I could do that. But so even if I couldn't do that, I could go to any fucking city in street perform. My reflexes are so fast. This is watered down, so I'd be able to do it even faster, control it even faster in my brain, especially if I had time to react. Like if I was a batter, I have time to react consciously as the pitch is coming. So I'd be the best baseball player on the planet. First time I played hardball was 15, and I made it to the rep team. But I competing against kids that played t-ball. The very first time I played hardball, the very first time competitive kids threw a pitch at me, I made the rep team. And then my parents could afford it, so I played house league, and I got called up to play. I was 15. I got called up to play against 21-year-olds at least 3 to 5 times. I made the paper a bunch of times, and that's without watered down. Right, and that's not without me. Like that's without me being able to control my reflexes in my brain, right? So I would have reaction time every single time. Like in an MMA fight, I'm gonna have reaction time to see what he's doing. Sometimes I'm gonna have the reflexes, just raw reflexes. But if I have a moment to gauge what he's doing, I'm gonna be able to increase my reflexes, right? Superhuman, right? So, anyways. I'd be able to I could put a nickel in my hand, and you could have a penny in your hand, and I could grab the penny out of your hand and replace it with the nickel. And I could do it 100% of the time, but when I drop the nickel, it is no longer in my control, so I can't do the trick 100% of the time. So it's a flawed trick because you're not able to control it all the way. If I was able to control the nickel 100% of the time, I would make $1,000 a day. $1,000 a day. I just bet men $20 that I could grab this coin out of their hand in bravado, male bravado. They're gonna want to do it, and they would lose 100% of the time. 100% of the time. Like it was a trick I seen on Bloodsport, and 100% of the time I tried to grab the penny. I got the penny as long as they didn't do something retarded with their hand. Like as long as they didn't. Like so, for instance, if it was like this, and it's like you got to close like that. Not a single human on the planet is going to be able to close their hand faster than I'm able to grab it from above. Not a single human on the planet, unless they're my kids. So this is how I was cock blocked from the government. So there's people are awesome. A video that they had on like a series online, and I posted the coolest trick on the planet on there, and I didn't even make it. So basically, it was 6 feet tall. I had a hat like this, and I came up. I kicked it down, kicked it up, the hat flipped up in the air, and I landed it on my head, right? So I double kicked the hat 6 feet high, and it landed up on my head. It took me over 100 tries to nail this trick, because once the hat was in the air, gravity of the bill, like the beak, made it always want to go down. So I would have to adjust my head to position it underneath it as it's falling. I'm trying to look and see to make it fall perfectly on my head. So it took over 100 tries to nail this trick, and it didn't make people are awesome, and it's bullshit. I've seen some fucking terrible tricks on there. People are awesome. I guarantee you nobody without robotics could do that trick. Like, I guess I shouldn't say nobody without robotics, but very few people would be able to do it without robotics and do that trick, right? Because you need to be able to double kick. So to kick with your left leg and your right leg simultaneously 6 feet high. So it's almost like jumping 6 feet high in the air. Because at one point, your left leg and your right leg are all airborne. So you're basically jumping 6 feet high and controlling precisely how much pressure you're hitting down with your left foot, and then how much pressure you're kicking up with your right foot delicately. Because if you kick it too hard, you're gonna make the hat go flying, right? So you have those variables. And then as the hat's rotating in the air that you're no longer in control of, you have to be able to balance your head underneath it perfectly and then to get it on your head, right? So those variables alone, I'd like to see anybody do it without mods. I want to see them do it without mods based on their raw natural human characteristics. So anyways, so I'm sleeping on the streets, right? And I'll just show you right here, like you'll just see. So that guy's sleeping there, and then it looks like there's several other people that are sleeping there, right? So if I were to sleep over there, like that, like those people are, because I see a successful spot where homeless people are able to sleep. So I'm like, okay, I could go there. So now, if there were nobody there, sure shit, if I go there, security's going to approach me. They're going to say something. I was at this spot, like I got approached by security 3 times last night. In successful spots where I've seen other people. Like, you know, I only go by successful behavior. Then it's like, okay, I see a successful pattern, then I can implement that pattern elsewhere. But I utilize my strategy from successful behavior. So I started panhandling, seeing where successful behavior, where people were getting money. Then I went there when they weren't there. Then I wouldn't get money. And I just resumed recording. So I love it. Because, say a few months ago, right, the system, they were doing well. Like these anonymous rapists were able to violate people. But now the system's on the other foot. There must be at least 100 celebrities, real celebrities that thought they were going to live forever that are now pushing daisies and eating dirt because of me. And I fucking love it. Like the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays, dead. Shannon Doherty, dead. James Earl Jones, dead. Donald Sutherland, dead. And then other celebrities of different ethnicities that are celebrities that I don't even know who they are because they're not in the West, right? But they're dead. These people thought they were going to live forever. They thought they were going to be able to steal my attributes and live forever. And it's like, fuck no, you're pushing daisies and you'll never come to be in the flesh ever again. And I fucking love it. Like I felt them break their neck through my biology. It was glorious. It was fucking, I loved it. It sucked that I felt the pain. But knowing that they died and I didn't, and I'm the marker, right? So knowing that your mark could kill you with his mind, right? And once I'm king of the world, right? So if these kings, like King Charles, if he could get you to commit bestiality and pedophilia, right? So once I show the world how divine my blood is, as if they're not gonna fucking lynch you, as if it's not gonna be like for Justin Trudeau. If I was in a different country and then all of a sudden I became liberated, as if he's not going to get the Mussolini experience getting dragged through the fucking street, his corpse, right? As long as it's not desecrated, I don't give a fuck. As long as his corpse not desecrated, he can be dragged through the streets as fucking lynched. Parliament Hill. I hope his fucking corpse is fucking strung from Parliament Hill for a period of time. Like in Juarez, Mexico, the cartel like to have people's heads and stuff like that hanging from the bridges. Like people don't realize. I know how brutal the world is. And that's why there's going to be the rotisserie extradition execution tour for these politicians because they participate and they try to they try to implement China's social credit score on me. I'm in Canada, right? So once I'm king of the world, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to see the laws that you violate and then extradite your ass to that country and then rotisserie you so to satiate how much pain you should receive before your execution. Right? Because if you blow people up into pieces and you cause brutal pain and they survive and what have you, there's no way you're going to sleep in the electric chair or a lethal injection. There's no way you're going to hear that and then death. Not a fucking chance. You're going to be fucking be agonized Agonize. And the pain receptors in your brain are going to be surgically cut the fuck out of your brain so you can't suppress pain. Because you enhance pain in my biology. I shouldn't feel pain, but I feel pain every day. So every second that I've ever felt pain in my life, cumulatively, that's going to be added up for some of your executions. And once I show the world that I'm related to Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, Lord Katika, all these divine individuals, the world is going to do whatever the fuck I say, because my soul is unique to the world. Unique to 8.2 billion people, even my evolutionary kids. So if a pedophile fucking king like King Charles could get you to do things, now imagine what omnipresence, God incarnate mode could get, rally and unite the human race and get them to vanquish evil. Imagine what they're going to do. They're going to do whatever the fuck I say once I show them my soul, because I'm not going to try to get them to do anything wrong. I'm just going to try to get them to hand out justice so I want to create a system in the future, in 1,000 years from now. I hope it's so safe that we no longer need locks on our doors. But with these parasites, that's never going to happen. Right? We need computer software to protect our brains, right? Because of these parasites. But because of the very first thief, we need locks on doors, right? Because of energy therapy. See this app that views me here, the screen record, like the camera app. It closes at indiscriminate intervals. It should time out specifically after 60 seconds, whatever time limit that the app is programmed for. It should time out specifically. It shouldn't time out and close when it's an opportune time for them to hide metadata or right after I say something contentious. So I have video proof of this. These fucking idiots. I mentioned this for months, and all they do is compound problems. So all I need to do is watch my videos and time with the timer and see how long it takes the camera app to close, right? Because I didn't press the button to close. Why? I pressed the button to open it up immediately. So I'm going to know that I didn't press the button to close. So all I have to do is sit there with the timer and be like, okay, 4.2 seconds, 8.6 seconds, and then fucking make it a ledger, and then show that my phone's being hacked by the government. Because he just called it the juice and then the fucking app closed. He just called it this and then the app closed. I'm gonna be able to listen, and I have video proof that you people aren't as smart as me or perceptive as me. All I do is make video proof to fucking compound your problems in the future and to punish you, eviscerate, like excruciatingly painful. These are some of the terms you need to come to satiated, once I satiate your pain at your execution, I guess. And so I do have some words that I like to use, and they're able to block these words in my brain, and they think they're competent individuals, right? So once again, these are the Jews doing it, and I'm related to Moses, right? So I got the blood they want. So what do you think I'm gonna do to those Jews, right? That are affected? I could be God incarnate, right? So you're affected how I'm being perceived, right? You're affected my biology, which is terrorism, and so, for instance, the other day I was talking about no religion. I haven't read all religious texts, but I'm sure most religious texts have never. Once again, it wasn't advantageous for me to close that. It closed automatically there, so it wasn't. I was about to say something, so they're trying to skew what I'm about to say. But anyways, no religious text has talked about, as far as I know, that the situations, the dilemma between an adolescent youth and then their parents of the same sex. That dilemma, the young bull and the old bull scenario, right? Or no religion talks about graduation, weddings, retirement, right? These life events. No religion talks about that. They talk about fucking slaves, they talk about goats, they talk about shit that doesn't matter in 2024, right? So these people cling to fucking religious text that was written thousands of years ago that isn't applicable in 2024 at the Gregorian calendar. These Jewish people think they're going to be living in some different calendar. They don't matter. The world revolves around me. The world doesn't revolve around Ariel Sharon or whatever the fuck his name is. There's not satellites around the world paying attention to him, but satellites around the world are paying attention to me. They eat up everything I fucking say. So the world revolves around me. I just happen to be born in the West. So that means people are going to be speaking Canadian English, not British English or American English. I was born Canadian, so they're going to bend to my will. I'm not going to bend to the world's will. So they're going to be speaking Canadian English, and I'm not going to affect religion. But I'm going to harsh, strict religion that doesn't make sense, and it seems like it's to suppress. Then is outlawed. It's going to be taxed if they practice. It's going to be outlawed. but progressive, encompassing, because religion is a sham. It's a fucking sham. Why else do you have to be a Jew to be part of that religion? Why else do you have to be a Muslim to be part of that religion? Why else do you have to be a Christian to be a part of that religion? Why is it decisive or division? Like, why does it cause division? Why am I a Jew or a non-Jew? Right? God wouldn't want that. God would want one universally encompassing ideology that all people would could think of, but they wouldn't be seen as different from anybody that doesn't practice it. Right? It's Jews. Well, how come it's not mankind? How come it's not humans? Right? It's Christians. How come it's not humans? It's Muslims. How come it's not humans? No fucking God would say that. Only people would say Jews, Muslims, Christians. God would say humans. God wouldn't say thou shalt not steal. That God would say thou shalt share when you have abundance. That's what a God would say. God would never say thou shalt not steal. A property owner would say thou shalt not steal. People with money would say thou shalt not steal. And then for the Christians, right? They steal attributes. So how are you going to get to heaven, right? Anyways, so then another one, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. They fucking violate me sexually, so they covet me, right? I'm not married, but they covet me, and so there's another loophole that they violate, right? In religions, they say money is the root of all evil, but they ask you for money at the end of the service, right? So that's a hidden innuendo that they think they could exploit you. So they overtly tell you, they're like, money's the root of all evil, and then they're subconsciously or covertly, they're like, here, how about some collection money? So it's part of the organized crime skim, basically. So that's why, just because my existence, a religion's going to spawn, but it's going to be mankind. It's not going to be Jew, Christian, Muslim, etc. Right? That's causes too much division. Like, I can say the word perfectly, but they hacked my ability to say it because I'm offending Jews, Christians, and Muslims, right? Because blah, blah, blah. They, like, Christianity, like, people got to realize, if it's easy to entice, right? Like they say, nothing good comes easy. Nothing good comes easy. I didn't come up with this. Right? So if you think you could live your entire life, violate people, rape their attributes, and steal off them, and then you think you could ask for forgiveness at that moment of death and believe in Jesus and think you ascend into heaven, I'm fucking here to tell you in the flesh, you are fucking wrong. It's like, why do you think we have laws? Why do you think we have laws? You get caught shoplifting, you get punished. You get punished, you have to rehabilitate and reform, and then you are treated like that, right? So should you do something that morally wrong that would make you go to hell, that moment forward, the rest of your fucking existence should be fighting for your soul's chance to ascend into heaven and to be born in flesh again. Not saying at the last second, okay, I got 10 seconds to live, I better believe in God just in case. Because God's going to say, not a fucking chance, unless you're good. If you're a good person, you never violated people, like, I'm sure God would, if I were to be God incarnate, it's because people don't clap for my performance, right? Like, God made people intelligent because animals are never going to be like, thank you, God, for my existence. Thank you for that beautiful sunset. Thank you for allowing me to breathe in this air. Thank you for allowing me to see with my eyes these simple things in life, right? But a human could have those thoughts. An intelligent being could clap for God's performance, which is existence. An animal, a dog doesn't know. A dog, as soon as if you have a dog and you die, and your dog can't get out of your house, your dog starts to eat you. Your dog isn't your pet anymore. Your dog sees you as a source of fucking food, right? They start to eat you. They'll fucking chew you in pieces. So that being said, if you may want to get one of those dog doors. Get one of those dog doors for your house. Your dog could get out and survive if they have to. Because in a life after people scenario, most animals die because they end up eating their owners and then they have no way to get out of their house and they die, right? And most, I don't see any right now, but most dogs aren't capable of survival anymore. Like your pug has zero survival skills to hunt. The fucking poor animal struggles every single time. Like, pugs won't be around in the future because I'm not going to advocate for them. Because you listen to a pug, every single breath they take, they struggle. Why the fuck would I want to advocate for a dog breed that struggles every single breath they take? Like, it's like having asthma. You have a pug, you're making them have asthma and they suffer for your enjoyment. So yeah, I just resumed recording, so showing artificial intelligence. So always uninstalling the technology and killing my perpetrators every time I touch my nose. Within the last 2 days, 3 days, they made me touch my nose more than I have in the last year. You know, I'm so perceptive of my body. I know my body so well. Like, for instance, when I'm rinsing good conditioner off my body, how it feels against my body, I need to rinse it off more or not, right? How it feels. Until I told these people, they don't know that. So now they know that, so they're like, okay, they try to make it so the shampoo goes against my ass, so now I have to take extra time to wash the shampoo off my ass. Ever since I posted that. Because these people think they know me, but I know me better than they know me. They watch me my entire life, like a fish in I'm a goldfish in a bowl, but I know they're watching me. And I just tried blinding one of them. It was fucking fantastic. I hope it worked. So getting them again. So yeah, I just resumed recording here. So that being said, like, they have, anyways, so it would never happen because I'm going to be king of the world and there would be diplomatic immunity. But in a way, I'd love to get a court case in, it'd almost be like, you know, they say a WWE or World Wrestling Federation, where you hear the theme music, he runs to the ring, blah, blah, blah. So the theme music would be the court, right? So I started as the little guy, blah, 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 walking, blah, 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 get to the ring. Next thing you know, I'm king of the fucking world and punish them. Right? I got unique pectoral muscles. So I may walk in as a small guy, like I appear to be a panhandler, but I'm the most powerful person on the planet. So that being said, even if I weren't to be king of the world, right, and I had this mind, so even just say they had a reason to be able to put me in prison, my mind could fuck you up wherever I am on the planet, in the galaxy. Wherever artificial intelligence could reach you, I could reach you now with my mind. I made a guy break his neck through my biology. So that being said, if this were ever to happen, it never could, because I don't break laws. But so if this were to happen, I could just make everybody but the guard that could unlock me die eventually. Like, they restricted it now, but they're starting to develop teleportation. I slightly teleported. Time shift. I felt my essence slightly, like a millimeter. Like maybe in 100 years or 1,000 years, we'll develop that technology or sooner. But I could feel my essence, my life force wanted time shift. Like, or space shift, I guess it would be space shift, would be teleport. But I could feel it went over like a millimeter. Like I felt my energy, my body wanted teleport a millimeter. Right? So this is like 0.01% of teleportation. Once we get to 100% teleportation, like, you know, it's possible. And I'd be the first person on the planet most likely to be able to teleport. But that being said, so I could, they could launch a missile at me, so it's coming like this, right? So it looks like it's coming at me, but now with artificial intelligence, I have it redirected right back to where the source and take it out the source, right? So the camera would make it look like it's come towards the target, and then I give them a flip the bird, and then they blow up, right? I control artificial intelligence. Ballistic nuclear warfare is an official pissing contest that doesn't make sense anyways. All they have are these antiquated fucking rockets that I could hack the fuses, or I could snuff out the propulsion as it's in the air, right? And I can make it radioactively inert. So Russia saying that they got nuclear weapons, blah, blah, blah. I would fucking call this bluff because it's not going to happen with artificial intelligence. I said this 4 years ago. So that means America, China, and the rest of the world have covertly been working on this for 4 years now, right? So, but officially, Russia's like, I got nuclear weapons, blah, blah, blah. I won't do that, blah, blah, blah. He's a pussy. He's a pussy. And besides, I'm immune to radioactive waves, right? They broadcast the radiation to my teeth and in my head, and it doesn't even affect my biology. But I wouldn't want to live a nuclear winter either. But that being said, I would, if they don't believe me, all they have to do is bring me to fucking CIS's or CIA's headquarters, and I'll show you. I'll fucking make Russia's nuclear weapons inert, and I could even make it as it's about to leave the silo, explode, destroying the silo, right? Or if it's from a sub, I can make it at the moment that it's about to breach the water, explode, and destroy the sub, right? I would have a sub that had a boring tip on my torpedo, so it'd bore in, and then once it, maybe I could have it detect something like grease in the engine, then burrow into the engine, then explode, right? Like, I'm the god of war. Nobody's gonna fuck with me. Nobody's gonna fuck with me. Because I created technology so I'm not touched. I'm not accosted. I'm the most important person on the planet. And people try to touch me to steal attributes, but there's no fan adulation. People come from different countries to see me, but they don't look at me. It's funny. They, like women, they'll come from like different countries and they want to see if the one-of-a-kind guy finds them appealing. But they'll have technology look with their ear or whatever, so they don't look at me visually. So they can't confirm for themselves. They have to rely on technology. And people can manipulate your thoughts, right? So you know that people manipulate other people's thoughts and you assume everything, you trust everything you see in your head because you're a fucking idiot. So I should be able to see it. So right here, I should have a 45-degree wrinkle on my forehead. And I'm gonna have it somewhere. I don't even see it here now, so it is, oh, I do see it slightly. There is, right there, slightly. But there, right? So, because I've been sleeping outside. So I'm not sleeping how I normally do. So this wrinkle is disappearing, where I'll just show you from, I'm gonna have to guesstimate when it is. I'm just gonna try to go for about a month ago. So I'll just see the date here. I'm just looking for a picture, not. So let's see when this was. So this was June 15th. And you can clearly see the wrinkle on my forehead that I don't have present, and it's September 25th. So once again, you don't see that wrinkle on my forehead. But in June 15th, I had it. I'm homeless. I can't afford Botox. Like right here, this wrinkle, they constrict because I'm a thinker, right? So they try to give me all the weight of the world, so they make me really heavy, or they make me a thinker, and they have technology that's able to hack my brain like this. But my eyebrows are normally like that. So you can see the tan line through my wrinkles. So anyway, September 3rd, you could see stitching wrinkles right here. It looked like stitching. And then I got 2 days of fresh air, and then that wrinkle disappeared. Then as soon as I posted it online, that asshole, instead of allowing the recovery process to happen, they're like, let's compound our problem further, because he doesn't have unique pectoral muscles. Or when he blows his nose, it doesn't look like spit. It doesn't have any coloration. And we think once he seeks asylum, that he's gonna not be able to prove this. You fucking morons. So that being said, like, for them to cause me to have wrinkles and expect me to not punish them, you're mutilating my body. You're making me be perceived how I'm not to be perceived. You diminish my intellect and how I'm to be perceived. So I can't fucking wait for the guys like Donald Trump that have buildings named after them. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. I'm gonna fucking knock you down one peg at a time. And I'm even gonna tax your family if they choose to have Trump as the last name. If I don't like your last name because you rape people, I'm gonna tax your family to encourage them to fucking forget you. They're gonna be ashamed of Donald Trump, right? And I'm gonna make sure that they're ashamed of Donald Trump. I'm gonna keep them poor, and then when they ask why they're poor, I'm gonna be Donald Trump. Donald Trump did it. Donald Trump made it so you're broke until your family pays off the debt that kept me broke for so long. His portion. It's trillions of dollars. And people, they're not gonna ever be able to pay it off because of interest. So I'm gonna own them forever. Forever, ever? Forever, ever. So that being said, there's gonna be athletes. I can't wait to dominate you physically and show how many programs need. Like with maybe basketball, because I don't need much. But basketball, all one-on-one with LeBron James or whoever the best player is at that time, with me with my unleashed attributes, with them with their natural attributes, I guarantee you I'll destroy them. I'll make them look like a fucking amateur. And any sport. Like within 3 weeks, I was accurate enough shooting with the hockey puck. I was hitting the puck marks off the side of the board, on the boards. I was within an inch or two of the puck marks. And this was only 3 weeks of practice of skating. 3 weeks of practice of skating, and I was that accurate. Slap shots, they sabotaged my ability to hit a slap shot. They always made me hit the ice before the puck, so that stopped how fast my slap shot would be. Even though, I'll just show you right now. Even though, so see this lighter right there. I'm so delicate, I could skim, like not hit the ground, 2 millimeters above the ground and just hit the lighter without touching it. I'm not delicate. So I know consciously, like, so in my mind's eye, so just say this little black, oh, you can't really see, where it says about portrait, blah, blah, blah. So right above there, I'm that delicate that I could skim it just like that, just above it. Just above it. Like I turn off, on and off light switches above my feet. And then these pricks, they gave me all my physicality back at the worst time. So I went to Showboat, so the penis emptied them. So when I did it the second time, they gave me my full attributes back and I almost broke my toe. Right, so they give me my superhuman strength at the least opportune time when I could break something. And when I'd never had it to refine it, even though I could give women orgasms without breaking their pussy, right? So I could be sensitive, right? So they're like, okay, the smartest guy on the planet, that's a physical instrument. He can't control his biology, which God gave him and evolution gave him. But we can. We have lesser biology than him, but we think we're more capable to utilize his biology than what his biology is designed for. They're fucking idiots. Fucking idiots. You have, it's like you're an 8-track and I'm digital music, motherfuckers. So another analogy is like, so they're basically generation 1. So just say they could drive 160 miles an hour. Now my car, my biology, could go 320. So these people are like, yeah, we could go 160 miles an hour. Let's keep him 160 miles an hour, first of all, so they pretend that I'm generation 1. Instead of trying to water up everybody to be like me, they try to water me to be down like everybody. Fucking fools. But, so anyways, that 160 miles an hour. So they think, okay, I have all this experience at going 160 miles an hour. I have zero experience with this biology that could go 320 miles an hour. But I think I'm more competent than God or evolution that imbued this capability in that man's body. I don't own his body, but I think I'd be able to use it better than he would. You fucking idiots. Okay, so there's that. So it's the public figures like Trump that are going to be publicly eviscerated before executed, and anything that hurts people at that point. They killed 7 of my family members. They hacked my mind so I don't get high off marijuana, which I love. They hacked my experience at poker, which I love. And so they steal my enjoyment. So when the shoe is on the other foot, I can't wait to reciprocate. And I'm smarter than you. I'm going to be able to create algorithms that you never even fucking seen coming. You're expecting red, green, and blue, and then I come out with fucking magenta, man. I'm coming out with things that you never even seen. You can't even fucking conceive. Because if you could, why is the whole world not paying attention to your thoughts? Why is the whole world paying attention to my thoughts? Right? So these academics that they seem like they're so smart, I can't wait to make you look like a fucking idiot that you are compared to me. Like, you're not as smart as me because I have a million IQ and you got maybe 180 IQ and you think you could compete with me. So penis at me. So as I said that, they try to hack me, but none of them came up with wind, hydrogen, fuel power systems like I did, right? And they need me to design the engine, and I'm never going to do that till I have my full fast mind, basically, until I have all my attributes. So right now in Toronto, they're building something like 29 skyscrapers, and every single one of these buildings are obsolete because they don't make me king of the world. So that means the heating and power system for the buildings are obsolete. So that means in the event of an invasion in Canada, all you have to do is take out the power grid. But with my system, each building is its own power grid. So that means the power doesn't go out and the byproduct is water, right? So they're trying to stop this information to be perpetuated so OPEC countries they steal my high. They steal my high like the Saudi Arabians and whatever. I can't wait to not do a fucking thing and help your economy. You fucking waste trillions of dollars, steal my high, my buzz. You're a buzzkill to me and you think I'm gonna help you out, you fucking idiots. And so they spend trillions of dollars because they think all this oil money is going to be around forever. But I'm going to make the oil industry obsolete. I'm going to make electric vehicles obsolete. Why the fuck would we mine something when I can give us power from air? You don't have to mine it, right? In the Bible, you're stranded on a highway, the desert. It's 130 degrees Fahrenheit. You have drinking water. Your cup has a fountain instead of drink. You have drinking water instead of a cup. In a gasoline situation, you're stuck. You could die of dehydration. Electric vehicle, you could die of dehydration. With my hydrogen fuel powered car, hydrogen fuel powered car, you get drinking water. You get a byproduct is drinking water. You get to stay there and wait that hour or 2 hours until they come and rescue you, right? So I'm gonna make those industries obsolete. So that being said, these economies that are energy based and all they do is waste money on me, you fucking idiots. I'm not gonna bail out your people. I'm not gonna bail your people out. I'm gonna, because I warned you. So ignorance is no longer bliss because I warned you to diversify your economy. I posted it transparently online. So if you're a fucking idiot and you've never diversified, so say 2050 now, you're like, Eminence, please bail us out. I can be like, dumbass, you wasted billions of dollars a day hacking my fucking high. I warned you to diversify your economy. Fuck you. Other countries didn't treat me as bad. They get my service first. You're at the end of the fucking line. So I'm just recording. Once again, I'm a dumb can king. So anyways, at least 1,000 people came out of their way probably to walk by me or drive by me. And once again, I got exactly $0 panhandling. Their entire fucking life changed just to see me. Well, first, I'm a big fish until they find out who I am. And then their entire life culminated to that point. How did they treat this evolutionary biology? Right? Your entire life basically, it mattered, don't get me wrong. But it didn't, the precipice, most defining moment is how you treat my evolutionary biology. But you should know, right? If you steal attributes and you thought you were never going to get caught, you thought you could steal people, make people shorter and you taller, make their penis bigger and they're smaller, be smarter and them not as smart, not as fast, and you thought there was going to be no consequences, you stupid fucking hairless monkey. So I'm just going to show you. So this is for the Jewish people that they lie, they pretend. Anyways, they pretend this never happened. But I'm just going to show you something here. So where is it? Unfortunately, this is a... Okay, so right here, this is they have subliminal messages to set up people for cons. That's why subliminal messaging in advertising is banned in many countries. But Canada does it all the time to violate me and get me to buy things, and they set up cons, basically. They try to condition people sexually. But it's subliminal images is illegal. But not for these rapists. Why not, Justin Trudeau? So let's see. So anyways, where is the Judaism thing? So here we go. So this is the 2019-2020 roster. There was a Christian on the team. My name is Christian Meyer Diggins. There's a Myers on the team. There was a Diggs on the team. There was a Brit on the team. There's a Knox, so that means no OX. There was a King on the team. There was a Neil on the King. Neil to the King motherfuckers. There was a DK on the team. That's short form for Denmark. So it was hidden in plain sight. Hidden in plain sight. So I'll show you basically how the Jews... So, and that's when telepathy was coined. So people have been able to listen to thoughts at least since 1882. So they're trying to make it so I forget where it is. But Jews basically are supposed to do whatever they can to make amends to people they offended. And they've ripped me off trillions of dollars and they haven't made any amends to me. So how could they ascend to their Jewish homeland or whatever, right? So here's what they do to me. So this looks like my daughter, and so I went to an adult website and several times they showed me images of my daughter, so I'm traumatized by that experience. So obviously if I was about to masturbate, that kind of killed my buzz, right? Okay, so I'll just Google it. So they're saying forgiveness could only be accepted from the visit. They're not allowing me to find it, but the golden rule. So let's see.
According to Religious Action Center, at the end of every 7-year period you shall have a relaxation of debts, which shall be observed as follows. Every creditor shall relax his claim on what he has loaned his neighbor. He must not press his neighbor, his kinsman, because a relaxation in honor of the Holy One has been proclaimed.
Sajid. So that was a Google search just to, so once they subpoena Google, basically. So this sucks that I can't show, oh, here we go, sort. Okay, so it should be one of these ones. There you go. Judaism does not have a list of sin, but recognizes several categories sins against one fellow man and seek forgiveness of the person wrong. So the Jewish people have never publicly sought forgiveness of me, and forgiveness is in the victim. They never try to repay their debt to me. They owe me trillions of dollars. I'm paying Ellen, so I want my fucking money, and I want you to ask for forgiveness in person. You know what they don't realize is I'm a smart guy, so I'm gonna see how they manipulate things and then utilize it against them based on their own hypocriticality, right? Like how their behaviors. So they do this because I'm sure every Jewish person in the system just fucking destroys people that don't do that. But when the shoe's on the other foot, they pretend to hijack my body like they did in person. Not a fucking chance. They're making me touch my body and to kill these people. And it's always getting the evil, the worst evil people of all religions. And once again, religion is only, it causes division in society. Because why else is it Jews, Christians, or Muslims? It's not mankind. It's not humanity. Like if I were to create a religion, it's going to be humanity. It's not going to be you just because you dress this way, look this way, blah blah blah, or want to be called this. It's going to be mankind, not I want to be special, I want to be called this, or I want to look down on people that call themselves this, etc. Right? It's just division. Right? They say that God made man create many languages to confuse them. That is incorrect. Mankind created languages out of strategy. Because, for instance, now I'm a leader, right? Or I'm a defeated king now. I got displaced by whether I'm an explorer, defeated king, what have you. I'm one leader that gets a group of people to follow me to a new town, for instance, or a new area. So now, strategy-wise, we don't want the old area to know what we're talking about. We want to know who's foreigners. So we create a new language. So now anybody that comes, so now just say it's the new language was Judaism or Hebrew. The new language is Hebrew. So now all the locals, we speak Hebrew. So now a new person comes, a tourist comes, and they only speak English. So we know they're an outsider. We know they're an outsider automatically by their words. So now the outsider could be standing right beside me and my friends that speak Hebrew, and we could say, yeah, I don't trust them, blah, blah, blah. We could speak in code overtly, and they're not going to have a fucking clue. Right, so then eventually the people that spoke Hebrew in English, they eventually died off, and then people were born just spoken Hebrew. So then you have area A that speaks English, and then area B that speaks Hebrew, and then two languages happen. And then this kept on happening, right? Because only strategy. Because if not, it'd be like me teaching you English and say, okay, 3, right? So you go to say 3, and me smack your hand, be like, no, it's a knock knock. Stop learning the fucking language that you already know that's easily to communicate, right? So they would have had a slight every other language. So it's most likely that every language was created because of spies, at a spycraft psychology strategy. That language was created by man because it makes sense, right? Like if I had a gated city, I'd want to be aware of anybody that was foreign, right? That could sabotage my team. Right, so this way, if they speak a different language, you're going to know that they're foreign. Even if you can't tell by the way they dress, you'd be able to tell by the way they dress. But this would be another way to be able to tell, right? And then if they had an accent, it'd be like, okay, well, they're not a natural speaker, right? So there's ways that for spycraft, ways to utilize that information. I remember when I was 18 years old and I came to Toronto. I think I applied for jobs Monday and I was working Tuesday or Wednesday at 18. So now that I'm 46 and I have almost 20 years experience or more than that, I've applied over 100 resumes in 3 different cities. Not a fucking interview. I've not worked since I saw them from Canada. And I'm going to be king of Canada. So Justin Trudeau can't get re-elected. So anybody in the system, he can't get re-elected this term. He may in the future elections, but he can't this particular election. So that means October 2025, this reign of terror ends. So people that planned on living longer than October 2025 should fucking acquiesce and start changing the system and giving me what I want. Because they don't get anything until they give me what I want. Like for instance, I'm in Toronto right now, I'm panhandling, they give me $0. Whereas if they were to, like anything, if I was to make some money panhandling, occasionally one guy is going to give me $100 bill, right? So I would be panhandling near the casino if I was able to panhandle consistently. And then should I say have enough money to get through the day, they give me that $100 bill. It's going to be my natural inclination to know that I can make that $100, I can turn that $100 into $1,000 at poker, unless I'm rigged. So I could do that, right? So I would go to the casino. So now, instead of me sitting on the ground, now people that want, like poker pros, that want to see how I do at the casino, instead of them learning how I'd play in those environments, they learn fucking nothing. They learn how I sit my ass on concrete, right? So that being said, I would have been at the casino. And then since I don't like winter anymore, once I had a bankroll, it would have been my natural inclination to be like, hey, I'm going to go to Vegas and let it roll. And being a Canadian, I'm allowed to go to America for 6 months of the year without a visa. So I pretty much every fucking year, if this happened, I would have did it for several years, say 3 to 5 years. So for 3 to 5 years, my birthday is October 20th. So say from October 21st until April 21st, I would have been living in Vegas, in California. I would have been living in Vegas and spending my weekends probably in California, right? Ideally playing poker every day, making money playing poker, and then I would, because every once in a while the ocean calls to me. Like if I could see the ocean for 10 minutes a day, I'd be pretty happy. I'd like to see the ocean. But I don't need to, but since I have seen the ocean, it now calls to my soul every once in a while. So this is the logic. So that's how they would have won, right? I would have went to Vegas, blah, 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 and they would have been able to learn and all this stuff, right? But that being said, they spent trillions of dollars to develop strategies to beat me in poker. And poker was only a stepping stone for me. Like, granted, don't get me wrong, I want to get in the Poker Hall of Fame, but not... If I was poor, I'd grind it out, I'd do the circuit thing. But I want to get in the Poker Hall of Fame as a lifetime member. Like, consistent performance, say over 40 years, where playing randomly. Like, I don't feel like playing for a couple years, then I don't play for a couple years. But I feel like playing lots of tournaments for a couple years and do well. I just want to do well every time I play. And then my performance over the marathon, over a lifetime, would show that I would be worthy of the Hall of Fame. But it's not like I would ever grind for 20 years. And I would. I love poker. I love playing it. I could play it for a long time. But it's too risky. I'm too conservative, right? Whereas stocks has always been what I wanted to do. Right, so my goal was to make money in poker, just to invest in stocks so I could make a fortune in stocks so I could innovate. Because that's what my dream is. When I was a kid, it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be the nerd that could build all these things, right? And to make his world better. Inspector Gadget, right? So I have the most innovative mind on the planet. But I'm restricted with being able to create to visualize. I got ripped off an invention before. And then my former father-in-law had the fucking nerve, after I got my ex-wife to ask him for money to invest. I would have retired him sooner, years sooner. But he had the fucking nerve to give me my fucking invention as a gift. It was like a slap in the face. I wanted to punch him right in the fucking mouth. But I didn't. But I wanted to. Because he's a he adopted my ex-wife, and his biological daughter, she had a husband, and he gave him a job, a cushy job, whereas I married his adopted daughter. I had biological grandkids for them, well, adopted grandkids for them, and his biological daughter didn't have any kids, right? So I had gave them grandkids, and they never gave me a job, a cushy job. Never gave me a cushy job. Never gave me a cushy job. And many times I offered to, told them ways to make money, and offered to, I got ripped off a fourplex with an hour and a half before the deal went through. The realtor told me I needed 10% down rather than 5% down, and he told me he got perfect on the test, so he should have known this. So the statute of limitations has ended, so I can't sue him, and he didn't really have that much to sue, but I would have sued him for fucking everything. Bring me off a fourplex, cost me about $600,000 in real money, and I'm paying it right now. If I had a fourplex, I'm pretty sure I'd be living in one of my fucking units, right? And so once again, Sault Ste. Marie lost. I would have been living in Sault Ste. Marie, right? And rather than that Aerosmith song where I don't know where I'm going to be in a year, and I fucking love it. Now, I'm hoping it's not in Canada. I'm going to be severely disappointed if I'm in Canada. So anyways, those idiots in Sault Ste. Marie, they want the city to die. And now the city is dying. Like, white people there's a completely, you go to Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, it looks like Little India. Little India. Every day, I ran into more young Indian women than I did see white women. And Indian women don't appear to date white guys. I've never seen an Indian woman holding a white man's hand. I've seen Indian men, I've heard that Indian men get white escorts, though, from a white escort. At SR, they like to get white escorts. So I just resumed pause, so I just got registered, I'm sure. But this is how the system works. So it's based on my left foot right there, and they're gonna sell a new con right here. But it doesn't matter which one of these I try. Now it's rigging, but it didn't matter which one. That's why I started filming, right? They always contradict as soon as I pull out the camera, but I tried 4 different things, and the automatic sensor didn't allow me because they weren't able to set up the con. So this one, it should be aux4, so it should have worked all the time, and it didn't want to work for me because they're criminals. So what they do is, since I'm aware of the system, I'll step on a spot and it's a safe spot, but they'll cause pain. So it's like, no, it seems like it's wrong because they're making me feel pain when I should have been released from the system, right? That's what these monsters do, right? I shouldn't feel any pain if I'm released from a system that caused my problems, how I'm perceived to be, right? Like, my terrorists, my orchestrators, the government of Canada, criminal elements that they conspire with need pain and to be executed painfully. Like, they try to make me an amputee, and they made many people amputees. So they have this technology that made me have athlete's foot for fucking 40 years straight. 40 years straight athlete's foot to leech my attributes, right? So that technology is enough to eat your skin and cause you to be an amputee, right? So what do you think I'm gonna do to you when I have an opportunity to, right? So you make people that I care about, good people, amputees, right? So if you made somebody 10 amputees, your left leg, for instance, whatever leg you like the most, is gonna become an amputee 10 fucking times, right? You're gonna heal from that. You'll feel pain because the pain reduction capabilities in your brain is gonna be cut the fuck out, like a lobotomy, right? I'm gonna figure out specifically in your brain, so the rest of your brain is gonna be fine, but you're gonna feel 100% pain for the rest of your life. You'll never be able to suppress it because you hide pain through my biology. You cause problems for me, and then you hide in, like right now, they made my kidneys since I said that. These people that walk by, right? But both in their hands in their pocket. That's people set up. All you have to do is look on closed circuit TV from 6 months ago, and people don't walk with their hands casually. People stand with their hands in their pocket casually. Because how the fuck they have zero self-preservation. Because look, they walked up a hill that's a slight incline, and that's a slight incline with their hands in their pockets. So how are they going to catch themselves from falling? They have zero self-preservation. These people fuck with me, and I have 100% self-preservation. I'm necessary for mankind. So these people, they're trying to make me an amputee because I love cars, right? So I want the throttle response. Like, I love the gas pedal, right? So they're trying to make me an amputee on my right leg below my knee to prevent me from ever being able to have that sensation, right? So once I'm king of the world, what do you think I'm going to do to you? You make special legislation for me all the time, and I'm going to be king of the world. So it's the rotisserie extradition execution tour for some people. I'm going to, at your family's expense, going to tax you and transport you to countries where these where the harshest fucking punishments are, and it's more palatable to the population. And I don't even need to do that now, because you told me that my soul is unique to 8.2 billion people. People use my soul, my aura, to be more appealing, and they're all rapists, except for my biological kids. Anybody that's ever used my soul, they'd be a rapist, right? They hide my soul's ability to reflect my aura, to be more appealing, so people don't give me money panhandling and things like that. So they just keep me poor and make me think about. So I'm bored, right? So I'm thinking about stuff. So I'm innovating stuff, and but I try not to innovate, and I still came up with 40 innovations since June, and it's September. I try reluctantly not to innovate, but I can't help it. So they keep me poor to rip off intellectual property, but normally they kill these marks and then develop it after they die. But all you have to do is look at Toronto. There's so many stores that are for lease because these people aren't talented enough. They kill off talented people that are capable, that we're creating jobs for Canada. Some people, they claim they love Canada, but they kill off talented Canadians, so they're weakening Canada. Then they're immigrating people that aren't as talented as some of these people. And they didn't like that. That's why the screen closed as soon as I mentioned immigration. But nobody likes fucking immigrants. I could go to China and they're not going to like immigrants. If I went to China, they're going to see me as somebody that's taken their jobs and taken their housing. Nobody likes fucking immigrants. No citizen of any country likes immigrants. Only immigrants within a country are offended by that. So they're in my country. This is Canada, and this is the British Commonwealth, right? So I'm going to deport your ass to the country that you wanted to leave so bad to come to Canada. You wanted to come to Canada for some reason. I'm going to be king of the world. So I'm going to pressure point you like acupuncture, to pressure you and break your will and psychologically fuck with you like you do me and cause pain. I'm going to tally up all the pain that I felt in my lifetime, and then that's part of your pain consequences. Only for national leaders and celebrities that it's worth a 5-year-long execution tour, right? Average guys like this guy, they don't make the cut. They don't make the cut, right? He's going to be, like, he made me blush, right? So I knew automatically that he was one of them, right? But they don't make the cut. They get the swift, fucking painful, lights out experiment, right? As soon as I'm king of the world, people are going to get tired and then they just never wake up. They're going to go to bed and never wake up, but feel pain. There'll be some sort of paralysis, so they can't evade their death, but there's going to be, they make people commit suicide. Right. So that being said, I'm going to psychologically terrorize them at this moment of death. They're going to see me, right, if they hate me. But if they love me, they can't see me. They have to see somebody they hate. And then just to know that death is imminent and they're powerless. There's no mods, and their afterlife is going to be fucking brutal for fucking with my existence.